Okay, dear students, this is Mustafa Mirchawala from Mirchawala's Hub of Accountancy, your F6 trainer. And today we are going to discuss question number 2 of March-June 2024 past paper. And this is related to individuals' taxes. And you know, in individuals, they normally test self-employed, employment income, and all these things. So you will have a mixture of these two in this question, right? So let's start. We have already uploaded the question number 1 of the F6 TX March June 24. If you want to see, you can find the link in my on my YouTube channel, right? So let's start. This is question number 2. So Dada seized employment, that means previously he was doing employment job with Curly PLC on important 31st December 2023. So that means, you know, as this Dada is an individual, so individual pays tax for fiscal year, and we do calculation of individuals for fiscal year. Okay, so fiscal year is if we round off the fiscal year, it is April to March. So in this fiscal year, see, in this April to March fiscal year, this guy did 9 months job. 9 months. See, he did job till 31st December 2023. So you have to identify these things. I often say these words in my class that identification is the most expensive thing. Identification is the most expensive thing, right? Okay. So you need to identify that how many months this guy has worked. It's 9 months job. Okay, so you have to calculate employment income for 9 months, having been employed since 1st January 2017. This is the history. Dada is also self-employed. Okay, he is a businessman also, and prepare accounts to 31st March. Very simple, each year. So accounting period is same as fiscal year, like 1st April to 31st March. See, 1st April to 31st March. The following information is available for the tax year 23-24. So let's first start with self-employment. Let's first start with self-employment. Okay, now Dada's tax adjusted trading profit based on his draft accounts for the year ended 31st March 2024 is 29,800. 29,800. Okay, this is before, see, it is written with highlighted words, before making any adjustments required for number 1, advertising expenditure 1300 incurred during November to promote Dada's business. Yes, this is allowed. Advertisement for business is full time allowed, and as it is an allowed expense, but they haven't done any adjustment. So we need to deduct it. Very simple. It's so simple. Okay, then expenditure incurred on client entertaining 560 strictly not allowed. Entertaining customers, entertaining clients is not allowed in trading income. Yes, for value added tax purpose, overseas clients VAT expenditure, you can get input tax. Otherwise, for UK clients, you can't even get input tax claim as well. So to cut the story short, right now we are doing trading income, and for in trading income, entertaining clients not allowed. Then now they are talking about the cost of Dada's office and capital losses. Okay, let me see. It's not difficult, just all routine work. 99% routine work. So Dada's Dada runs a business using one of the 6 room, 1/6. One of the six means total 6 rooms are there, and he's using one out of 6, only one room for business. So 1/6 is the fraction in his private house as an office. Okay. The total running cost of the house for the year ended 31st March 2024 is 2400. So complete house running cost is 2400, and there are 6 rooms. There are 6 rooms, out of which one room is used for business and 5 rooms for private. So how much is the business amount? 1/6 into 2400. 1/6 into 2400, 600, sorry, 400. 400 is your allowed expense. And yes, as they are saying, that no deduction has been made. That means accountant has not done anything. So this is the first time you are going to deduct it. And as this 400 is allowed expense, you need to deduct it. You need to deduct it one time. So what we'll be doing? What we'll be doing with this 400, we need to subtract. We need to subtract this 400 from our trading income. Okay. Now, my dear student, interesting area, capital allowances. Interesting area, which is capital allowances. So now we have capital allowances. Capital allowances is the next area. Okay. So the tax written down value of both the main pool and the special rate pool as at 1st April 23 is nil. Very good news. That means there is no opening balance in the pool. So right now, just think there is no pool is created. There is no pool. So there is a possibility that we can solve this question without pool, without any pool. Okay. Now the next thing. On 1st January 2024, Dada purchased a laptop computer for £1,200. Listen, the laptop computer was sold on 20th March 24. It means within 3 months. Within 3 months. Dada had elected for this laptop computer as treated as a short life asset. Yes. So you have studied that for short life asset we have a depooling option available, and whenever we do election for short life asset, that means it is depooled. And whatever asset, listen to me, whatever asset is depooled, whenever we sell those assets which are depooled, we get immediate balancing adjustment. So now just think about real depreciation. Now just think about real depreciations. Listen, you bought an asset for 1200 and you sold it for 400. You bought an asset for 1200 and you sold it for 400. So how much is the real depreciation? 800. Yes, 800 is the real depreciation. This is called balancing allowance. So you don't need any estimation of 18%, 6%, nothing. Just get the real depreciation. So you will get real depreciation of 800. You will get real depreciation of 800. You bought it for 1200 and then you sold it for 400. So the real decrease in value, the real decrease in value is 800, which is your balancing allowance. And you better know that for short life asset which are depooled, you get immediate balancing adjustment. Okay. Now then they are saying a replacement laptop computer was purchased on the same day for 2700. Now use your brain. Nothing is written now that they have done any short life asset assessment. So this is a normal asset you bought, and this is not a car, it's computer. So on computer you get AIA. Yes, you have AIA available. You have AIA available, so you will get 100% AIA on this. And you know the limits of AIA, you have big limits of AIA available. So this 2700 will go immediately in the allowance column. So in this paragraph, we studied two things. Number one, the first is the balancing adjustment. You bought the asset for 1200 in the same period and you sold it for 400 in the same period. So 12 minus 4 is 800, and this asset did not go in the main pool or general pool. We did depool it. Okay. So we have to get the real depreciation. Okay. Now, and then we bought a replacement laptop computer, and this computer is not a car. So other than cars, on all assets you get AIA. So you will get immediate 100% allowance on this 2700. Okay. Now next thing, on 1st May 2023, 1st May, Dada brought his private car into his business at its market value of 14,000. Yes, this is a very good concept. Whenever you brought your private assets into the business, so whatever is the market value, at the time of bringing the asset to the business, that will be treated as cost of business. That will be treated as the cost of asset. So this asset, just think like this asset cost the business 14,000 pound, means business bought this asset for 14,000 pound. Okay. Now the car has a CO2 emission rate of 39, that means between 1 to 50. So this car is a main pool car, or you will, the 18% WDA, 18% WDA car, right? The car is used for 80% for business journeys in his self-employment. That means 20% private use. So I would say you better know that this is the privately used asset by owner. This is a privately used asset by owner, so we need to depool it. We need to depool it again. Privately used assets are mandatory, compulsorily depooled. So you will depool it, and how you are going to depool it? Simple. See, you will write it as 14,000, and what is the WDA? It's 18%. 18%, so it's a 12 months accounting period, so 14,000 multiplied by 8%. Let me do a rough working for you. 14,000 multiplied by 8% is 1120, and now you will only claim 80% allowance on it. You will only claim 80% allowance on it. And as the accounting period is pure 12 months, accounting period is complete 12 months, so you don't need to apportion any allowance in this case. So the good news for whole complete, see this complete capital allowance, there was main pool and special rate pool. Opening balance was 0, so there was no main pool or special rate pool in this question. Plus all the three transactions we have covered without pool. All the three transactions we have covered without the pool, so there is no need to make any pool in this question, because the short life assets are depooled and we have to claim balancing adjustment. Then on a replacement laptop you will claim AIA, and on the third thing, that is privately used asset by owner, privately used asset by owner, so you need to depool it. So again, there is no main pool or SRP. So you can solve this question without making any pool, and it will be solved in the adjustments of trading profit very easily. Giving you 30 to 50 seconds or 1 minute to think over it. Please think. This is important. This is your final preparation. This is the real past paper which came in the recent exam. Okay. So now we are moving towards employment income. Now, as you know, this guy did 9 months. See, from 1st April 23, and he left the job on 31st December 23. So 9 months employment income. 9 months employment income we need to calculate. And yes, we are making the PNL for employment income. Open your eyes. During the period from 6th April to 31st December 23, Dada was paid a gross monthly salary of 5,400. So what you will be doing, 5,400 is the monthly per month salary. So you will multiply it by 9 months. So you will get 9 months salary, and you need to put it in the PNL. Very simple. Okay. During the period from 6th April to 31st, Dada contributed a total 2340 into Curly's PLC. Yes. Employees contribution in occupational pension scheme is an allowed expense. Yes, it is an allowed expense. So you need to deduct it from employment income PNL. Then Dada used his private car for business purposes. Okay, Dada used his private car for business purposes. You can see during the year ended 6th April to 31st December 23, he drove 16,400 miles in the performance of his duties. Mileage allowance topic. for Curly PLC, for which the company paid an allowance of 30 pence per mile. Very interesting transaction. So if you have studied the course from me, so I teach this transaction in two pieces. Listen, if employee is using his own private car for the business of employer, so employer will, first of all, employer will pay you something. So that is going to be amount received. And now, as you are using, you as an employee using your own car for the business of employer, so you have to drive the car, so there will be some oil change, running cost, depreciation of the car. So you won't get actual expenses, you will get mileage allowance, okay. So how to solve this transaction? Listen, first of all, you need to check amount received. Just I'm doing rough working. So amount received will be 16,400 multiplied by how many? 0.3 per mile. 16,400 multiplied by 0.3, just solving it roughly. This is going to be 4920. And now you have to deduct mileage allowance. So mileage allowance, the rates are fixed. For first 10,000 miles it's 45 pence, and the next 6400 it's 0.25. Hope you remember it. So this is going to be 4500 and this is going to be 1600. Okay. Negative 1180. Negative 1180. Negative 1180. Okay. So negative 1180, it's means it's an allowed expense. It's an allowed expense. So it will be net amount will be deducted, okay, from the employment income. Now, on 10th May 2023, Dada spent, this is a very interesting line, and I taught this in my class. There is a concept of duality. Hope you remember duality. Let's discuss. On 10th May, Dada spent 460 on replacement suit means three-piece suit, which he only wore when meeting clients of Curly PLC. The suit was scrapped with nil proceed on 31st December 2023. So apparently, listen, apparently it looks like there is a loss, there is a cost 460 minus 0, because he bought it for 460 and in the end he sold it for 0. So apparently it's a cost. I agree. But there is a duality in this expense, because why? These suits can be worn on the office as well as in the parties. You can do private use as well. And the private use cannot be separated. The private use and the business use cannot be separated. You can use these suits privately anywhere, in your parties, in the wedding events, anywhere. So that's why it is not allowed. But yes, there is some exception. If it would be a uniform, there are certain uniform with the tags, badges of the company. So if there is some uniform, then it is allowed, but not three-piece suits. Three-piece suit is not a uniform. It can be used anywhere. So there is a possibility of duality, dual use, the private use, and which cannot be separated, which cannot be detected, That's why this expense is not allowed. So this expense is not allowed. Okay. So my dear student, gear up for the Excel part. I'm going to shift soon on the Excel part, but first see this. This is trading income part. See the screen. Whatever you can see right now on the screen is trading income part. We have to make your trading income P&L. You have to calculate trading income. Yes. Then you need to calculate employment income. Then you need to calculate employment income. Okay. And finally, there are some other income as well. Other income is just 30 seconds game if you have taken my lectures. The first thing, on 31st May 2020, Dada receive a premium bond. This is exempt, no tax on it, just ignore it. Premium bonds are exempt. Premium bonds are exempt. Okay. During the tax year 23-24, Dada received interest 270 from UK. Yes, this is taxable. UK government securities, guilds. Yes, guilds are exempt for CDD purpose. Guilds are exempt for CDD purpose, but for the interest income is taxable. The interest income of guilds are taxable. The interest income of guilds are taxable. Okay. Then on 30th November 2023, Dada received interest of 1030 on maturity of savings certificates. Exempt. Certificates are exempt. Certificates are exempt. Certificates are exempt. Okay, so out of these three income, only this 270, the mid one, this is the taxable income, and this will definitely go in interest income column, right? Now, simple cash marks. Calculate Dada's revised tax adjusted trading profit. So 6 marks. 6 marks is for trading income. 6 marks is for trading income, including capital allowances thing as well. Then the B requirement, calculate Dada's taxable income means total taxable income. Now everything. So now everything means you need to calculate employment income as well. You need to calculate employment income as well. You need to calculate employment income as well. And they are asking taxable income, not income tax liability. See the requirement. They are not asking income tax liability. They are just asking taxable income. Taxable income means after deducting personal allowance. After deducting personal allowance. Dear student, these are basic things you must know. So 7 marks, again cash marks. So 6 and 7, 13 marks. Okay. Now the last thing, let's discuss it now so that we don't need to come here. We'll directly shift to Excel. State two advantages for an employee if their employer had payroll the taxable benefits provided to the employee. Now, hope you remember that employer, listen to me, employer provides non-cash taxable benefits to employee, and you need to fill forms for that. So there are two options. The first option is P11D. P11D form. Okay, for non-cash taxable benefit there is one option is P11D. The second option is payroll with payee. Listen, the first option is you fill this year end form. The first option is you fill this year end. This is year end form. That means you have to pay tax on non-cash taxable benefit at the year end. This is the first option. The second option, now it has been introduced for last few years, that now you can pay the tax on non-cash taxable benefits through pay every month. Your employer will pay. Your employer will pay every month. Employer will pay. You know the pay. Pay is given. Pay is deducted from your salary, yes, but it is given with the hands of employer. From the hands of employer to tax department. It is deducted from your salary. So payroll with pay. So for non-cash taxable benefit, there is one more option that every month your employer, listen my words, please, this is important. Every month your employer will pay tax on non-cash taxable benefit, non-cash taxable benefit with the pay. Let me say in Urdu language. आप Urdu language listen because there are Urdu students. आपका जो मालिक होगा एम्प्लॉयर होगा वो हर महीने पेई के साथ साथ आपका इस नॉन कैश टैक्सेबल बेनिफिट पे भी टैक्स दे देगा. Okay, so what are the benefits of this payrolling if employer is paying your tax every month? The first benefit is that at the year end you don't need to pay extra tax. Otherwise there will be some extra tax. If you won't pay every month, if you won't pay every month of this pay of no if you won't pay tax on non-cash taxable benefits every month, then at the year end you need to calculate and you need to pay extra ITL, extra income tax liability you have to pay. So that burden will be removed. Now at the year end you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about, you don't need to pay any extra big amount at the year end because you have already paid. This is the first benefit. Second benefit, as your employer has already included the calculation of non-cash taxable benefits, so at the year end you don't need to calculate, you don't need to include these things, these non-cash taxable in your tax return, in your self-assessment tax return. So this is also easy and there will be less administrative burden on you. So these are the two advantages. These are the two advantages I have told you right here. Okay, the first one, the first C part one, the first is no need to pay any extra ITL at the year end for non the second thing is you don't need to include these non-cash taxable benefits in your year and self assessment tax return. Okay, so these are the two advantages I have covered here. I won't be covering it with the Excel thing because this theory is enough. Okay, now let me tell you one thing. Take the picture of the question if you want to. Take the picture of the question if you want to see the, you can take the picture because I'm going to move the screen. This is the other part and this is the requirement. Okay, you can take the picture. Okay, so now we have this question and the first part we are going to do, the first part which we are going to do is trading profit. Okay, this is the first 6 mark or 7 mark requirement. Very easy. So what is your trading profit? Let me check. Trading profit is 29,800. 29. The trading, sorry, yes, the trading profit is 29,800. Okay, now the next part, key, you can have an, you can see the question as well. Advertising expenditure, yes, it was pure for business purpose, so it's allowed expense, 1300 advertisement expenditure allowed. But client entertainment customers not allowed, so it's 0. Then use of office, it's 2400 times 1 divided by 6. Remember, 2400 into 1 upon 6. So this will be equal 400. Okay, 2400, 1 upon 6 is allowed. Now let's do the capital allowance thing. The first laptop was bought for 1200 and was sold for 400, so real depreciation was 800. Real depreciation, the real balancing allowance, the real balancing allowance. Okay, the second laptop was, I think, 2700 into 100%. Okay, this is AIA thing, AIA. Okay, so complete 2700 will be allowed. And the third one, now you remember you introduce your motor car for 14,000 multiply by, as the CO2 emission rate was between 1 to 50, 1 to 50, so the 18% rate 0.18, and then you know, there is a private element, so we will only claim business percentage, that is 80%. So 14,000, listen, my mark my word, 14,000 multiplied by 18% multiplied by 80%, okay, 18% into 80%, so this will be equal to minus 14,000 times 0.18 times 0.8, 2016. Okay, now let's calculate the revised trading profit right from the top. Okay, so this is your 6 marks calculation done. I hope you got it. Now next thing we have to do is employment income. Let me bold it, employment income. Okay, now for employment income there is a salary of how many months? Salary is for 9 months. 5400 into 9, 5400, because he did job for 9 months. 5400 into 9 is equal to 48,600. 48,600 is your salary. Then employees contribution in occupational pension scheme is full time allowed expense. You go and check the question, so it is going to be 2340. Okay, then mileage allowance, yes, this is a working which we need to do, although I have already done the working on ipad I just did, but let me do it. So it will be, wait, first of all let's do amount received, sorry, amount received is 16,400. 16,400 multiply by equal 16,400, oh sorry, equal 16,400 multiply by 0.3, okay, 4920. Now less mileage allowance, it's going to be 10,000 times 0.45, then 6,400 times 0.25. Okay, so the mileage allowance will be, I think it's going to be 4,500 and 1,600. 4,500 and 1,600. So the net allowable amount will be, already taught you this thing, 1180. Net is 1180. Okay, this is going to be F75. F75, cell number F75, you can see. Okay, so I have written. Now replacement suit, it's not allowed. Replacement suit, we remember the duality thing I told you, not allowed. So finally all these things, listen, 1 2 3 and 4, this will make your employment income. Now let's copy the trading income. We are calculating, now we are directly calculating the taxable income. So what is your trading profit? See, this is your trading profits. Okay, I have just linked it. Now let's do the other income. Premium bond price 0, its premium bond price is exempt. Then yes, interest from government securities 270 is taxable. Then interest from saving certificate, it's exempt, 0. Now can you tell me what is going to be your total income? 67934. 67934 will be your total income. And use your common sense, use your brain. As your total income is 67934, so your ANI will also be 67934, which is less than 100,000. So your personal allowance will be 12570. Your personal allowance will be 12570. Finally your taxable income will be 55364. Okay, so you have finally done it. Okay, now as a student you may ask one question, it's your right to ask. Sir, why didn't you make two columns, non-saving and interest? Why didn't you make two columns, non-saving and interest? Because I don't need to calculate tax in this question. I just have to calculate total taxable income. So this format is well enough. It's excellent. This format is very good for me. Okay. So I have done 6 marks plus 7 marks. 6 marks I have already done at the top. See, this is done. And it's not difficult. You have done it. You have done these things in the class with teachers. So don't think it's an abnormal thing. It's a normal routine thing. Okay, and this is finally taxable income. And yes, I have already discussed the theory part of 2 marks with you. So that's the end of this question. I hope you understood it. Be confident. These are the last days. Make your study plans. Calculate variances on daily basis. Even punish yourself, I would say. If your variance is coming negative, punish yourself. Okay. For example, if you plan 4 hours a day or 5 hours a day and you just studying 2 hours, so next day you need to compensate it. Okay. I hope you doing well. And you can share these questions with your friends because these questions are available on YouTube as well. Okay, so you can share so that more and more people will get benefit. We are also recording the classes for F7 and SBR. I'm recording the classes past papers, and you can see many past papers on my YouTube channel as well. Okay, thank you and take care.